what happened when Suge went to Dre's house to get the masters?
I only got this secondhand. I wasn't there. But it take an engineer named Wright to tell that story. He said, well, what happened was Suge went there, and he told him he was Jimmy Iovine at the gate. Let him in. So they let them all in. They came in the house. Dre come to the door thinking it was Jimmy, but Suge and his boys. He said once they found out it was Suge in there, they were hiding under bed, hiding in closets and everything, all scared. And so, yeah, but that's what happened.
What all did they get when they went into Dre's house?
Just the master reels that Dre had did. Probably stuff on Samson. That's all he was working on. Some of Dre's stuff. This real stuff, because Dre had a studio at his house, and that's what Dre was mainly working out. And most people don't know Dre was on house arrest at the time from the Dean Barnes incident, and so, or it could have been the DUI, one of the two. But that's mainly why he wasn't at the studio that much. And he didn't like Can-Am, he didn't like the atmosphere. And he had just built that state-of-art studio at his house, but everybody couldn't go there.
Okay, so only select people get to go to his house.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, so Suge ended up with all the masters and Dre's half of the company, and everybody's still mad at Dre. Is there any truth to Tupac trying to find out where Dre lived or anything like that?
Yeah, he used to always ask you, tell me where you live, tell me where you live. I hear you out here. You know, because at the time he was living in Northridge, and his mom lived in Calabasas. For those who would say, oh no, he lived in Calabasas. No, that's where his mom was staying. He was standing out in Northridge. Had a nice house out there. And but Suge would never tell Pac where he lived at and where he was staying, because he didn't want no problems with Dre like that. And so he was caught in a bad situation. You know, caught between a horse, however that term goes. You know, where he cared a lot about Pac, but he also still cared about Dre. And the man left 50% of a company with no argument. You know, Interscope, I'm sure Jimmy Iovine, you know, decided to take care of him and looked out for him, but Dre didn't have to do that. He could have left a better way or sold his 50% to Interscope or somebody.
That too. I mean, that's $150 million.
Yeah.
He just walked away from.
Yeah, but hey, he had a rough time with the firm, and who been there, who done that, and all of that, those videos. But the white boy came and saved his life.
Eminem definitely did.
He saved him, put him back on top. There's a lot of people mad. You know, Truth Hurts did okay for him, but he didn't do what Em did. You know. A lot of people who he hurt, you know, that along the way that he was trying. He tried with the boy that was with Eric B. Rakim. He tried with Rakim. Yep. He tried with King T. Yep. King Tila, he tried. So he was trying. But
yep. The firm flopped. Yep. So he wasn't having too good of luck. He was kind of trying to stay out of like the gangster rap lane, and it just wasn't working for him, I don't think.
I remember one time Jimmy came up there, because Jimmy was always coming up there visiting. And I used to have conversations with Jimmy at least once or twice a night every week. And Dre at one time was $21 million unrecouped, where they made him move out of that big house in Northridge to a smaller house out in Woodland Hills or somewhere. And so he had to start downsizing. But, hey.
Speaking of Eminem, who discovered Eminem?
This guy that was Jimmy Iovine's assistant. His name was, Jason, I think. Anyway, he was Jimmy's personal assistant. He got the tape, gave it to Jimmy. Dre was over there at Jimmy's house. I remember Jimmy telling me the story himself. He said he was on the treadmill, working out. Dre was sitting there, asking him for money, telling him he needed an advance for this, he need money for this. He said, Dre, I can't, you're $21 million running the recoup. Can't give you no more money right now. But he threw a cassette tape to him. He said, here, listen to this kid, I think it's great. And he said, see what you can do with this kid. And I remember the assistant, Jimmy used to always tell me, he said, yeah, Reggie, you know why I bought that guy that found Eminem? He said, a Honda Acura.
Oh,
and I used to laugh. I said, that boy found this $1 billion artist and only got a Honda Acura out of the deal. He eventually left and started working for Clyde Davis as Clyde Davis' assistant. Can't think of his name, but I remember he's the one that also saved Eminem from getting whooped on at the Source Awards, because he and I had a great relationship. Because whenever I needed to get to Jimmy, Dean, I think his name, I can't think of that dude's name for nothing, but I think it's Dean or Jason, something like that. But he was a good dude. He used to always make sure I got to Jimmy whenever I needed him. I think it's Dean. Yeah.
Did DMX and Tupac ever meet?
No. Well, not to my knowledge, not while, they did meet while Tupac was on death row doing those 11 months. But Irv Gotti and the Rough Rider dudes met with Suge prior to Tupac signing with Death Row and was talking about doing a deal with Death Row that never materialized. But Suge did meet with the Rough Riders and Irv Gotti, who was hanging with them prior to Pac signing with Death Row. But that deal never materialized because Mary J. Blige was a big fan of them, and she had Suge ear at that time.
So they were trying to get everything together.
Yeah, but I think they got a better offer. But it's a picture out there floating on the internet with the Rough Riders, Big Y and Big J, and Irv Gotti and Suge, and all of them meeting and talking, but the deal didn't materialize.
Okay, because I've seen Swizz Beatz said the Death Row tried to get DMX or something like that.
Like I said, they were meeting. Yeah. They met, but I think they got a better offer down the line.
Okay.